Christmas tells me He's the light of my witness. Jesus, only Jesus, is the light of your salvation. Jesus said it this way, John 14:6, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. And nobody comes through the Father except through me. Now this was Jesus speaking. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Well, we have it echoed again in Acts chapter 4. Acts chapter 4, the Bible says there's salvation in no one else. Jesus is not a good way to heaven. He's the only way to heaven. For there is no other name under heaven given to people by which we must be saved. Must be saved. Our witness, our hope is Jesus and Jesus alone. Can I tell you the great thing about the message of the gospel is its simplicity, because it is not my message, it is His. I didn't say Jesus was the only way to heaven. Jesus said He was the only way to heaven. He alone is the light of our witness. And the message we share is not my message. I didn't go into a room and try to come up with that. No, the message we share is the message of God. So here's what that means. I don't have to apologize for my witness. I don't have to be ashamed of my witness. I don't have to explain my witness. I don't have to make it palatable in this culture. I don't have to contextualize it. I don't have to culturalize it. My job is simply to share it. The results are up to Him. He's the light of our witness. And we get to thinking, well, I gotta help the world understand. No, you don't have to. God will do that. I mean, you explain the gospel, you should. When I lead somebody to Christ, I explain the gospel, but I let the gospel do the work. You say, preacher, I don't know. I feel like if I just go say it, it doesn't matter what the reaction is. That's not my problem. That's God's to work through. I saw this story. You will not know who this lady is unless you're some kind of weird historian. Her name was Ada Lovelace. She was the only legitimate child of Lord Byron. She was sickly all her life, but she had a brilliant mind. She was a brilliant mathematician. As a matter of fact, she helped develop the first mechanical computer, and we're talking 1700s here. Ada computer language was named after her. She married William King in 1835. She died when she was 36 years old. She died November 27th, 1835. On August the 30th, she called her husband to her bedside. So get this, end of August, August 30th, she lived in November. On August 30th, she called her husband to her bedside and said, I have a message for you. He leaned in and she told him something. Nobody has any idea to this day what she said. It's one of the great mysteries of history. But he walked from that room and he abandoned her until the day of her death. Never visited, never said another word to his wife, who was dying. Whatever message she delivered, it was not well received. And to this day, we don't know. I read that story and I think sometimes we worry about that over the message of Jesus. Well, what if I drive somebody away? What if I make them mad? Can I tell you this? You're not driving them away. By the way, if they're lost and on their way to hell, how much farther away can they get? When you share the gospel of Jesus, when you invite somebody to church to hear the gospel of Jesus, listen, you're not driving them away. It's not your message, it's His. He alone is the light of the world. Only Jesus. Here's my job. My job is to go tell it on the mountain because Jesus is the light of the world. You ought to be bold with your witness. How bold have you been? How outspoken have you been with your church invite, with your witness of the gospel? Listen, you're just delivering the news.